How's it going, Changemaker friends, fam, community? This is Luis Perales, CEO of Changemaker High School, coming at you with another Changemaker Chat. On this edition of Changemaker Chat, we're going to be talking about a quality education and how quality education is actually a community commitment. So let's get after it. When we're talking about a quality education, we really need to hone in on what we're talking about. A quality education is about providing something of value, of educational value to our young people, our families, and to the greater society. Now, when we're looking at our current state, education is really starting to take a really bad hit when it comes to its value, right? A lot of individuals are questioning, what is the value of education? You know, in some instances, reality stars are rewarded more than our educators. Now, that's unfortunate, but that's our current reality. So what do we do about it? Well, we have to take a look at where we're at and what we need to do. And what we need to understand is that when we say quality education, and specifically here talking of public education, we need to understand that we need to put public back into education. Once upon a time, education had value because the public was coming in to help educate our young people. Nowadays, the professionalization of education has created individuals and institutions that are siloed outside of the general population. In many instances, young people are kind of in these institutions for long hours of the day, and they're not connected to the real world other than through their technology. Now, if we were to flip the script and get back to an era, right, where we had public back in education, then we would see some definite changes. What did it look like before? Well, in the past, we had industry, we had leaders who would come in and work directly with schools. That looked like many different things. Sometimes it was industry coming in to work and create internships, or the trades coming in to help young people and build the next generation of our workers. Now, today, we have a large disconnect because educators are expected to serve all of these purposes and to do all of these things. Now, when we look at what we're doing here at Changemaker High School, we use a symbol of a delta in the middle of our logo. Delta means change, but it's also a triangle. Now, when we talk about a triangle, we're talking about the three elements that make our work possible. Here, it's young people and families, educators, and the public. When you bring all of those elements together, then you're providing value and something of quality to young people and to their experience. Now, again, when we talk about value, most of the time in the ed space, we start to talk about the achievement gap. We say, well, the quality isn't so great, and that's because certain individuals are achieving and others are not. We usually talk about the disparity between the different racial and ethnic groups. And although all that information may be correct, we really have to hone in and think about, well, what's happening here? What is actually the cause of lower quality? In our opinion, we're not so interested in the achievement gap. We're more interested in the opportunity gap and the innovation gap, right? Who is getting opportunities and who is allowed to be innovative? That's more the key that we think will lead to achievement. Because if we open those opportunities for young people and we provide young people the space so that they can be innovative, then naturally achievement will rise. But how do we do that? We can't do that alone, that's for sure. We have to do that with the public in mind and with families supporting. So educators have to be this catalyst. That's where our value lies. Nowadays, people are saying, why do I need a teacher? I can just Google it. I can find out whatever I want. Well, the value lies in being able to make these connections and to teaching young people to do things that technology and computers and machines cannot. That means be human. Be human, be connected, and be amazing. So educators, we have a big responsibility. Yes, of course, but we can't do it alone. We need all of these areas to work together. Now, when we're talking about closing this opportunity gap and bringing opportunities, I want you to think to when you were young. Who provided you a chance? Who gave you the opportunity? Maybe it was something as simple as giving you a babysitting job or your first job in general. Maybe it was somebody who was mentoring you or somebody who took you under their wing and provided you all that you needed to be able to get started in the thing that you now do and love. Well, we need to do that again. We need to do that at a very grand scale. We need the public back in education so that our young people can benefit. We can't just believe all of the stereotypes. We can't just believe all the societal norms and everything that's being said about our young people, how they're lazy, how they're just, entitled and all of these different things. We need to push back on all that, and we need to say, if we provide opportunity and we allow young people to be innovative, they will do amazing things. History has taught us that. People from the full economic spectrum and all different ages and all different genders have been able to do amazing work. It's our job to bring that to the forefront and provide that to young people. Now, that doesn't mean that young people just get it automatically. That also means they have to work hard. They have to step up and they have to be ready. More often than not, we have young people who have opportunities present themselves to them, and what do they see? What do? They close the door on that opportunity. They don't see it, and unfortunately, that creates a missed opportunity for them. We don't want that to happen to them. We don't want that to happen to any young person. We have to be at the forefront of closing that gap and making sure that young people are ready and willing to engage in those opportunities that can help them to get where they want to go. Now, what else do we do here at Changemaker High School to bridge this gap and to close the opportunity gap? Well, we are engaged in creating community volunteer programs. That means that folks out in the community can come in and help our young people, and not just here at the school through traditional means of tutoring and that, actually getting young people out into the community and having our young people be of service and be in service, not just recipients of that service, right? We want our young people to engage in real world opportunity, and it's our responsibility collectively to provide that. Now, on top of offering these volunteer programs, community volunteer programs, we also, for our sponsors, have an opportunity for a Build a Career workshop. These Build a Career workshops allow our young people to hear from industry leaders so that they know what's happening in the real world. So those folks who sponsor us, believe in our young people, they are given the opportunity to come in and speak directly to our families, directly to our youth, so that we can actually spark interest in our next employees, our next managers, our next supervisors, next CEOs, our next leaders, and our next innovators. We need to start creating that connectivity. We can't have these gaps, and we cannot expect education to be quality if we're not bridging the gap and we're not bringing public back into education. So it's all of our responsibility to do that. So for those of you that are in industry, those leaders that are out there who would like to sponsor our work and sponsor our young people, who would like to put on a Build a Career workshop, we invite you to connect with us at our email address, marketing@changemakerhighschool.org. Folks are ready and willing to engage you so that you can bring your innovative self here to our young people. Also, for those of you that are out there that think that this form of education is what your young person can benefit from, please connect with us. You can go to our website at www.changemakerhighschool.org/intent-to-enroll to start your first steps to becoming a future change maker. For those of you that would like to give us a call, you can reach us at 520-615-2200 so we can start our process to building a relationship and getting your young person where they want to go.